LiAngelo Ball is officially back. Now, Gelo just had his debut game in Mexico, but things have taken a turn for the worse. Now, take a look at Gelo and his highlights here. Now, as you can see in these highlights, Gelo is officially back after not hooping for such a long time. Bro is out here playing in Mexico. He's getting playing time, knocking down his shots. I'm sure this is definitely not where he thought he would have ended up. Of course, he wanted to play in the NBA, but plans, of course, do not always go how you expect. Now, these comments are going crazy. Steal from their cartel, going deep fry him. Basically, he's going to say he's a rap if he ends up stealing again. You know he stole back when he was in China, and that kind of derailed his career as well. Put him on the D-line. A lot of people are noticing as well. They're saying Gelo looks like he should actually be a football player. His whole life changed over sunglasses. See, a lot of people are saying it, but at the end of the day, I think we got to, at some point, move forward from that situation. The mistake was already made, and now Gelo's trying to move forward. He just had a kid, and bro is just hooping, trying to provide for the family, which is fire to see. Hopefully, Gelo can make it out and really officially make it to another NBA squad one of these days, but only time will tell. Now, you see him here. He played in his second game recently as well. He has a little jump free throw there. You know, he's getting some playing time. He has the jersey. Just when everything is going well, we see and we get this update. Due to injuries and ongoing pain, LiAngelo Ball will be heading back to the USA to undergo an extended rehabilitation process. Hope we see LiAngelo Ball on the court soon. And that is crazy because, man, it just seems like things always work out like this, where you finally get some momentum, you're on the court, finally taking another opportunity after not hooping for a minute, and then you end up getting injured. In this case, they really didn't specify on how long Gelo is going to be out for, but hopefully it is not anything too serious. But at the end of the day, time away from the court is definitely not what Gelo wanted at all. Man, pray for Gelo. Hopefully he makes a recovery very soon. Julian Newman has just registered his name for the basketball draft. He's just put his name in the draft, and this is insane. Julian Newman is changing basketball forever. Of course, I'm only kidding, but Julian Newman did put his name into the BSN 2024 draft. Now, if you guys are wondering what this is a league in Puerto Rico. And man, it's crazy to see that Julian Newman may actually be playing again. Now, I know the chances of this actually happening and him even getting drafted, in my opinion, are pretty slim. But his old teammate does, I believe, play in this league. And they've had a lot of really talented people hoop here. You see I believe his family ended up posting this, and you see Julian Newman is officially back in the gym. I don't think he ever really took any time off. He's an official creator now, playing in a lot of these House of Highlights, hoop highlights leagues and all of that. And I think he's doing the right thing, right? He's using his image and his social media to basically build his brand. Obviously there are some things he's done in the past that people just did not agree with. But this is the right direction. This is what you got to do. Julian never played in college, never played anywhere else. So you got to keep hooping if that's really what you want to do. And you see he's training here for this draft. They have had a lot of other NBA players play in this league, so it's definitely a credible place to hoop. And it's going to be crazy if Julian actually gets drafted. Now, of course, he can sell tickets, but in terms of basketball, we all know attitude, super undersized. And man, you got to be able to get your teammates involved. You just can't be chucking up shots. We know that's not going to fly at the next level. And of course, man, they always try to remember the LaMelo versus Julian Newman game, which we all know how that went. Went terrible for Julian. But it's crazy, man. Hopefully Julian Newman can make that official comeback to actually hoop, because I love to see him play, man. You could get some viral clips and you could watch Julian Newman hoop again. I mean, he's just been training in the gym, so let's see what happens. Now, we have an official updated 2024 mock draft, and these numbers are looking crazy. Now, you see Reed Sheppard is on the front now. A lot of you guys know Hooper for Kentucky, but we see here, most notably, we see at number 6, Reed Sheppard and Rob Dillingham at number 7. You guys know Rob Dillingham used to play for Overtime Elite for a little bit, and he's currently at Kentucky coming off of the bench, averaging just around 15 points per game. And it's crazy to say that he's coming off the bench and is a potential 7th pick in the NBA draft going to the Spurs. Teaming up with Wemby would be insane just to see that duo there. Now we see a couple other people here. You see Bronny's not on this list. We all know that's for a reason. Now you see Isaiah Collier at number 12. Super interesting as well. He has been playing at USC. Of course, Bronny's teammate has been going crazy. You see some other names there. And man, who have we been waiting for? Jared McCain at number 16 for the Knicks. Man, that's tough. I mean, the Knicks are starting to turn it around, but number 16 spot for Jared McCain, super interesting. I got to give it to him. I mean, it's going to be crazy to see where these hoopers actually end in their draft. And you see, man, they're already talking about Rob and Wemby basically about to go crazy in the league. And definitely a lot of talent in this draft, man. Let me know if you guys are actually agree with what is going on for these NBA drafts. Next, we got to talk about Mikey Williams just spoke on his basically friend, Amari Bailey. You guys remember Amari Bailey used to hoop with Bronny James back in the day at Sierra Canyon. And bro is currently in the G League where he dropped 36 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. Bro is going crazy. So let's take a look at those highlights.
Pick. Right here's Amari Bailey. Nice behind the back dribble. The fall away at the baseline. And neither team shooting that well from 3-point distance. Bailey got the little ghost screen from Tillman, wheels it around and in. After a quarter of play, and the Greensboro Swarm trailing by as many as 12 in the first stanza, have just tied it up. Amari Bailey. Hunter quickly gets the handoff. Step through the lane, back out. Bailey catching fire. It falls. First time in the second half, the Delaware Bluecoats hold a 2-point lead. There's Amari Bailey. A step back through the legs, dribble, and that ties it back up. Off of the pick. Sims, a spin top of the key. Great find, Amari Bailey with the slam.
Now, one thing about Amari Bailey you see is just how smooth he is on the court. It does remind you of him at Sierra Canyon because bro is attacking the basket very well. And a lot of people have been super critical about his jump shooting overall. But I mean, to put up this many points, and if you see as well, he actually just got signed to a 2-way contract for the Hornets, which we know Gelo was on this team too and trying to do something similar before and did not end up happening. But Amari Bailey is officially starting to make some progress. And even Mikey Williams commented on the situation saying he's not a G League player, roster him. And you see it, man. Everyone wants to see Amari do well. I mean, he's tall, he's athletic, he can attack the basket very well. And this is his 7th 25-plus point game. Definitely very impressive. People are starting to take notice. Now, one take people were also speaking about just Amari Bailey and all of these guys in general that are hyped up, basically going from college to the NBA, is that they are in a rush. I never understood the hurry to get to the league and sit on the bench and possibly be cut or play on the G League. More players need to stay in college because become a star and then come into the league ready to actually contribute to wins. Not to mention you will make more money. Now that's a tough situation because we all know at the end of the day there are no guarantees. Just because you play good 1 year in college does not necessarily mean it's going to translate and it's going to really carry over to the next year. If you stay another year in college, you could get injured. Plenty of things could happen. So a lot of people just want to go secure the bag and try to get to the NBA as quick as possible. But on the other hand, man, if you really get that solid foundation in college or really just train and, do your thing before going and putting your name into the NBA draft, you can have a really long lasting career. Now, Dior Johnson is making headlines because bro just dropped 42 points in his recent game. Dior is officially back. We all know this dude was playing at Pittsburgh and then ended up getting kicked out of the school for just some crazy stuff. I believe they said he was running around chasing some female with some scissors, doing all kind of crazy stuff. But it looks like he's starting to make a comeback. We dropped 42 points, definitely looking impressive. I mean, a lot of people are going to say, and you see the comments, crushing high school level talent. They're going to be critical because we all know this is a lower level. It is not really where he deserves to be or really where his talent reflects. Bro is clearly a D1 player, and I think he is just learning his lesson. And he's going to have to grind his way out of this spot. Now, definitely a ton of talent. We all know that. He used to play with Jay Gutt back in the day, Josh Christopher. And now he's just finding his way back. I think clearly bro just needs to learn from his mistakes. But I mean, this is how you do it. You're going to have to drop a ton of points. You're going to have to stand out, be one of the best players in, I believe this is JUCO basketball, and then be able to transfer to another D1 school where you cannot afford to make those type of mistakes that you did before. Now, in addition to that, Dior is actually averaging 27 points per game during this regular season, and he was the nation's leading scorer for this NJCAA league, which is definitely impressive. I mean, you got to give it to him. That is a ton of points. And bro is going crazy out here. I'm not going to lie.